Alrighty, to start off, first off, after you launch FL Studio, you will need to say you have your sample pack. Somebody send you a sample, or you cook up your own sample, and you have it, set up here. This is what I'm gonna do. You're just gonna go ahead and drag the sample here. I'm gonna cycle through them. Okay, that's not the style I'm going for. I'm not going for that style because that's not exactly what they're looking for. The person I'm cooking this for. Actually, you know what? Just so I can make it clear, we're making this beat for Vei Habache. I think that's his name, VEI Habache. Yeah. So he's a little bit more on the style like Wiz, like the Florida style, like motion music. So let's go ahead and cook it up right now. I found this simple. Cool. So we're gonna use this one here. So first and foremost, we're gonna have to make sure the BPM matches first. So the BPM is 160. So let's set up our session to 160. Just click on the playlist. You gotta be on the playlist. Let me make sure I delete these here because so you can start from scratch. All right, awesome. So you take this and drag it, drop. With the samples sometimes they have this little insert here, which is this little emptiness here. You're just gonna zoom in. So hold down the control key and use the mouse wheel, zoom in, and then hold down Alt, and then once you see this little, move the mouse until you see this little arrow here. Click and then drag to the right a little bit, and then cut that little piece off, and then move it down. Reason I'm doing so everything can line up on the downbeat. You see how this kind of like not lining off? I'm sorry, not lining up. You want this to line up on the downbeat. The darker line are the down beats, like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, that's a down. 2, 3, 4. 1, that's also a down. You get what I'm trying to tell you? Catch the drift? Cool. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more. We're gonna cut this little tail here. There we go. All right, see how it's just lined up directly? Let's do it. Down, all of the ones are always they call them down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's technically how you're supposed to say, but this, for the sake of this tutorial here, we're gonna say, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. Let's stretch this out just a little bit, right here. Cool, perfect. Bring that down over here. Let's see how you see? Seamless. It's very, very seamless. Okay, cool. The best thing about the sample, let's send it to a track, lower it down. Let's see. Same. It's the same thing. Same thing as if you're cooking it from scratch or somebody sent it to you. Make sure the level is right. I'm gonna make sure the peak level, which is the little bar here that's dropping down right now, is set between 6 and 9. Or sometimes it can be between 3 and 6, but I'm gonna keep it. Awesome. So for the sake of this tutorial here, I'm actually gonna be using other plugins here. So feel free to download these plugins because it's a texture I'm looking for right now. So I'm gonna use RC20 on this. Awesome. Perfect. Cool. All right, let's go with the drums now. That's the best thing about when you have a sample that's already made. You don't have to go too much into it. There's other things I can do, but I will show you what I'm gonna end up doing later on. But right now, we're just gonna keep it very simple. I'm gonna go into the Detroit kit because since it is a Florida motion style, you definitely want to use the Detroit kit for that. use this sound because that sound is pretty cool. So here's how I start my beat. We can start your beat any way you want. There's no right or wrong way of starting your beat. You can start it with the melody, you can start it with the drums, whatever idea that comes first, you just gotta make sure you complete it. Anyway, let's keep going. I'm gonna use this snare. Since we're in double time now, we're no longer putting the snare here like we did before. Because if it was 80 BPM, then it'll be here. Now the 3 lands here. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember, snare's always on 3. I did a little mistake here. Let's take this back. Okay, awesome, great. Same thing with the snare. Send it to its track. Of course, boost it up a little bit. Awesome, cool. This one has the loop mode engaged. We're gonna disengage this loop mode, cut it, bring it up, track it, make it 4%, pin it 4% to the left. And of course, we're gonna do 2 steps on this one, but we're gonna change I'm gonna start with the 2-step, then I'm gonna end up switching it up later on. So understand what I'm doing right now, just follow along, and then you can definitely get that done too as well, okay? So let me move my camera a little bit, sorry about that. All right. So we're gonna do this. Oh, that's the best thing too. You can also do this. Hold down Shift, click drag, make a duplication of it, highlight it, Control G. Now you see you have the whole thing too as well. Bring this up, the velocity all the way up. Alright, bet. This is how I'm gonna end up doing this thing. I'm gonna put the metronome on so I can kind of know exactly where I'm at, what position I'm in. Actually, let's just do 2 steps. Screw it. Alright, now it's a good thing too. Learning time. Reason why I keep doing this is because the loop mode is on. Cool. Awesome. Same thing. Let's track it. Too. You can kind of already get a flow for this. You know what I mean? Take the loop mode off, boost it, track it, lower it, pin it to a little bit, like 4% to the right. Actually, open hat should be 4% to the left because it's the same thing as the hi-hat. Okay, let's go for the next one now. We're not really wasting time on this because, you know, keeping it extremely simple. I bet. Let's go with the 808. Cut it. Make sure you hit cut it. Right click on the 808. Cut itself. Or go here. Do the same thing. Okay. Track. Go here. Boost it. Since this is loop mode, remove the loop mode. Remove it. Go back on the mixer channel and now bring it down. Alright, let's go. Oh, before we proceed with the 808, you want to go ahead and cut the lows on the sample. So bring up an EQ. It doesn't matter what EQ you have. Make sure it is this shape here, okay? And then move this closer to like one. There you go. See the frequency. Just follow what I'm doing with the frequency. Here we go. Perfect. Cool. Alright, bet. Hold up. So this one here, we're gonna duplicate that. As a matter of fact, we're gonna do the 808 on a different pattern. So we can extend this. since you want to follow the bass line on the key melody, and I'm sorry, you want to follow the key of the melody and use that as your reference for the bass. Here we go. Awesome. We already have a pattern here. And then this one here, you can make it unique. And you can bring this down. So you'll see how it sound. Like 12 decibel downs. I'm sorry, 12 semitones. Awesome. So this is how you pretty much work a sample. Like, I'm not gonna go ahead and do this here. Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do this low, this high. I'll bring it up instead because it sounds awesome. So this is how you pretty much like work on a sample, okay? So this is how you cut a sample. There's more to do, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I'm gonna arrange this and actually cut this even more and do different pockets like transition X, Y, Z, and then do a verse, and then do an intro, do the hook, then verse, and then bridge, and then back again, same situation. And then you guys can see exactly from start to finish how I cut samples, okay? Later.